A coward dies 1,000 deaths. A soldier dies but once.
Notorious Victorialus, Erastus Necessitas.
Welcome all, this is Blaezer RTW, hope you are all good. I'm fine, it's a weekend morning, I'm a little bit croaky, had a few beers last night while playing RTW, so yeah, a little bit groggy. But I've got nothing to do today, the missus is away at a festival, so yeah, happy days. Right, it's a 4v4. The timer says it's going to be a bit of an epic. I had a quick skim through first just to check that there was an end screen on it, and yeah, it is a bit of an epic, so I'm going to have a bit of trouble keeping up with it. So I'm going to go through the armies quickly now. I think it's CWB 4v4. Money-wise, probably 15k per person. Check the upgrades. Yeah, probably 12 and a half, 15k per person. So let's go. So we'll start with me. I'm on the left flank. I'm Carthage. I have 4 Sacred Band with gold defense, silver attack. Then 4 normal slingers, 2 Balearic slingers, and 4 Sacred Band cav, which is gold. So pretty standard. On our inside left is the Scipii, who is Manzulis. I think he was about for a bit. I seem to remember he's fairly alright. So let's have a look what he's got. He's got 5 urban cohorts, probably gold, silver defense, 4 archers, and then what's that? 5 cav is that? 6 cav. 1, 2, 3, 6 cav, and his general's in with his cav as well, and that's a Praetorian cav, not an armoured general. On our inside right is another Carthage, Chevy. He's been in a few already and will no doubt feature in a few more. As I said, he's gone Carthage as well. He's got a couple of Iberian infantry, and then I think the rest of them are Sacred Bands. Don't think he's got any upgrades on his infantry. And then what's he got there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Sacred Band cav. Don't think it's got any infantries on it. You can see he sort of set his stall out, shall we say, so we don't know what to do. He's done my old favourite as well, which is put all his infantry in a box, click start, and forgot he's left his general where it started. I do that all the time as well. I used to do it all the time, but not so much anymore. And then on the far right, on our right flank is Daniel Hall. He's SBQR. He's gone for 3 urban cohorts, which look like they're going to be silver or bronze, gold defense, bronze attack. Then he's got some silver legionary first cohorts, couple of archer auxilia, and then 4 Praetorian cav, general in with the cav. They all look to be gold to me. Okay, so yeah, pretty decent. Right, let's have a look at the opposition. So opposite SBQR is the Seleucids on their left. This is Masaba. He's gone for 3 archers, a couple of peltists, levy, pikemen, phalanx. So he's not gone for silver shields. They've got some decent upgrades on them. They've got bronze, gold, bronze, or silver, I expect. Then he's got some cataphracts as his general. They're pretty tough, those cataphract generals. And then he's got 3 units of companion cavalry. And then on their inside left, so against Chevy, as it is at the moment, is Macedon. That's Hammer of Thor. So you've got 2, 4, 6 archers, 1 set of peasants, 5 royal pikemen that are probably gold defense, and then 6 companion cavalry, which probably gold defense or silver bronze. Then on their inside right and against SPQR against Scipii is Britannia and Aldridge. He's got some peasants, a couple of slingers, six head hurlers. They look to be gold. Unit of chosen horsemen, and then probably some of the best chariots in the game in the British Chariot. So yeah, that's nasty. And then on their right flank, facing up against me, is Amlot 800. He's gone the Brutii. He looks to have, interestingly enough, his general in with the Be Like Gladiators. Then he's got 3 Praetorian Cav, which are probably silver, 5 Urbans, which they got between 3 and 4 upgrades, so silver, or in and around that. Then he's got 4 Archer Auxilia, and as stated, the Gladiators. So I think overall, when you look at the teams, some armies are stronger than others, but I think through the teams, it's about even, I would say, with regard to the armies. It's all nicely varied, and yeah, we'll see how we do. Let's get it going in and see what happens. So I would imagine Chevy's going to move his general over in a second. You can see the Seleucids is starting to come in over on their left, on our right. Daniel's got an interesting little army. It's a sort of rush army, I expect. I expect he's going to do some sort of cav hunting with that, because having the legionary in with his urbans gives that extra. Effectively, it's not like having another general, but it sort of gives the same thing, so he can have his cav away with, and they'd be better off with the general in there, so that's good. But it's always risky putting the general in with the cav, because they can get taken out quite easily because he's on the front line. So yeah. Right, yeah, Chevy's rushed his general over. He's not actually changed any of his, formation as such, so he's just going to slip that in there. It looks like they're going to push up all their skirmishers. You can see I've rushed my army across just to meet up with these guys, and Scipii hasn't moved yet. Coming in. So what I'll be tempted to do in a minute is I might just forward it for a minute, just until we sort of all marry up, but we should be able to keep an eye on sort of what's going on. If I put it like there, we can sort of keep a rough eye on what's going on until something happens. So yeah, it's a nice little line by us, nice and varied, got some pikes in the middle. The thing is with Chevy doing that though, is he's kind of restricted us to a defensive game, because if he's not going to push on, then we're not going to push on. So that gives them the impetus to attack, and basically then we've got to react to them. You can see Macedon has brought his cavalry out to our far right. So he's just going to be keeping an eye on. You can see there's some skirmishing. I might just press play now if I can get it down quick enough. So you can see Scipii went out. He took out some archers with he took out the peasants, which is good. And then he just made it away from the chariot, so that's quite good. Britannia's sent his peasants in, so they're going to get it as well from a few bits of cav. I'm going to chase after those slingers, but then the chariots are going to come forward and they're going to chase me back. My pike's going to come up and he's going to retreat. Over on this side, you can see Macedon's making a few raids along with Britannia with some chariots. I guess they want to get some of the cav. With the chariots, we can't really do a lot against that. We can sort of get away from them. It looks like Chevy's going to lose some of his sacred bands. Scipii is going to get his cav back just in time, I think. Okay, so yeah, Macedon's moved his cav up a little bit more. You can see that's just the end of what I described happening. My cavs come back and my pikes have run forward, so I'll be bringing them back now. I think... Yeah, I brought some slingers over just to help thin out the numbers of the archers, and then I think I'd bring them back this side, because they haven't really got any skirmishers up this side apart from 2 Britannia slingers. So you can see Britannia's going for it. That's pretty good play to be fair to him. Although they got taken off, if we would have had 2 in there and sort of done a sweep through, we might have taken quite a few out. But we have got quite a lot of infantry there, which obviously scared him off. Looks like SPQR is starting to make his way out to the right, and Scipio is starting to send not half, but 3 lots of cav, so splitting his cav up a little bit. My cav's staying where it is for the moment. Scipio's also got a bit of cav chasing off those slingers. I'm quite happy to sort of just sit there and let whatever happen. So yeah, you can see that they're going to try and get this cav as they can. Whether they will or not, they might take that fight, the enemy. We will see. That SPQR's taken out his archers as well, which is quite good, so they can be shooting as he's doing it. You can see he's lost 1 horse there for the archers, so that's quite good. Just wheel him down, and often when team games it is this sort of marginal gains, little just ins and outs, and as it is. Okay, so you can see the cataphract generals come forward in the centre, taking out some of Chevy's cav that's taking it down. Britannia's slingers have come back up there. Yeah, there's not many there. They're going to get taken out pretty quickly. There's a couple more there. I should take them out there. I've got enough, and I've got some Balearic slingers here. And I mean, I do like Balearic slingers. You can just sit them quite far back, and they'll just do quite a lot of damage generally. So yeah, I'm going to start taking out these. Start sweeping my units back and bringing them off. Let's go and have a look what's going on with this cav fight. So yeah, it looks like they're chasing them down a little bit. They're starting to retreat. They don't actually want that fight. Whether that's going to give these guys the impetus to move on or not, I don't know. But they're just going to... I think he'll be quite happy shooting them up, actually. Although he's lost quite a lot of archers, so... and he's got it on flaming, although... yeah, so he's not actually going to maximise what he could have done, you know what I mean? But yeah, no, it's still an annoyance factor for him, which is all you can ask for sometimes. And you'll notice that the Seleucids is lurking with intent on the corner, on the edge of his own infantry. And I reckon they got a bit of baiting going on now, so I wouldn't surprise me to see the Seleucids make a little cut down the centre to isolate their cav, especially now Chevy's come over. So at the other end, there's not a lot going on. There's obviously, we're just clearing out the skirmishers. I'm just going to keep my cav there. I don't want, they've got loads of chariots, not that they're going to do a lot of chariots, but and they've got the green cav over there as well. Maybe he could have brought them over, but he's probably leaving them as a bit of a reserve force in case it all goes wrong. Yeah, so you can see they've all retreated back. So let's work that back on forward for a minute, and we'll just here they come. So that didn't take long. Right, so it looks like they fancy making their attack. Yeah, you can see they're a bit slow to react this far because these cataphracts and companions might make it into the gap. And they've got backed up with a few more chariots now. Chevy's sort of moving some pikes over, but that's not going to be quick enough. They want to get over by the infantry, really, if they can. At least we can trap the infantry in. Yeah, we're not sending our cav over to help. These two, the SPQR and the Scipio, I really want to watch their generals. It'd be bad times to lose them this early in the game. You can see the cataphract generals coming over to take on the Scipio general. The chariots are coming in. The Macedonian cavalry has done Chevy's in on the right. They're going to come in. The SPQR and the SPQR is getting absolutely destroyed by the companions and the chariots, and then the cataphracts are up against the two generals, the two Praetorian cavalry generals of Scipio and SPQR falling in behind the infantry on the right. Everything else has gone that was involved in that cav fight on our side. Chevy's got a little bit that's come back, but I think that's going to get done by these chariots. This unit of chariots has been done quite a fair bit. Doesn't look like they've lost too much from anything else from what I can tell. Companion cavalry took a bit of a hit from the Seleucids, they're just finishing off that cav, so yeah, that didn't go too well. So Scipio's still got 4 units of cav left, which is quite useful. They're all pretty good. He's lost a handful of men. I'm still not doing a lot at this end. Yeah, they're just clearing up here. So let's have a look. So not to really lose anything. So I suppose what you could say about that is we sort of took out a few of the chariots. Yeah, the Macedonian cav took a bit of a hammering, 1 or 2 of them. And yeah, a couple of the companions are gone. The cataphracts are pretty healthy. They've still got 3 pretty full Seleucid archers looking at it. Oh, 2 of them are full, 1 of them's getting taken down. He's still got a couple of some, not really anything from that. You can see I've pushed my slingers right up to get these archers, because that's the thing with the slingers, they got short range. I should have pushed my pikes up really, and then at least Scipio could have come in a line in this little gap here and still kept Chevy where he was. I'm going to bring them back anyway. My Balearic slingers, I think all my slingers are back over here now, what I've got left. So there's no infantry fight been done yet. We've lost quite a lot of our cav. SPQR's lost most of his, apart from his general, and Manza Lewis lost a couple as well, or maybe 1. Okay, so looks like they're going to be quite aggressive and flank us here. Yeah, you can see he's bringing his... Oh, I didn't see these couple of units there. So he's bringing a couple of units around the back. If I have a look at it from this side, then it's a bit easier to keep an eye on. Okay, so you can see he's going to try and cut off that Macedonian cavalry on the left. I know it's not literally Macedonian cavalry, I know it's companion cavalry, but it is of the Macedonians. Okay, so it looks like I'm actually doing something at the other end, or is that just the slingers moving forward? Yeah, probably just moving the slingers forward. The British chariots that were involved in the last scuffle and the Seleucids are coming over again. This time, if they want a cav fight, they need to be a little bit wary, because it's not right out here where nothing else can get involved. We've got infantry here, so it'll be interesting to see what they do. It looks like have we moved up a touch? I don't know. But yeah, we're kind of stuck with Chevy there, which is fine, you know. I mean, we don't mind inviting them onto us. Come and break us down, is what I say. So yeah, you can see they're doing a really long wide flanking manoeuvre. I don't know if we've got much skirmishers left. So what have we got? Probably 4 sort of fairly damaged archers there. They've got 2 fairly good ones there. Looks like he hasn't got anything left. And then what's this? 3 or 4 archer auxilia. They're going to tear my slingers apart. I would have thought my Balearic slingers are going to get torn apart as well if I move them up. I have, so yeah, I could have probably done with keeping the Balearics back, but at the end of the day it's going to run out their arrows, which I'd rather then do it on the Balearic slingers than the pikes. And also the slingers are good against chariots, but yeah, you know, so are spearmen. My cav's well out the way here. I would have thought as soon as they finished off those slingers, those archers are going to push up and try shooting my cav. So we'll probably see them moving on. But I'm not going to get involved in any of this over here, because the green cav is still over here and a couple of units of chariots. Obviously, they haven't got many skirmishers left, but what they have got is all those head hurlers, which are going to decimate the Romans. Well, decimate all of us, basically. I'm falling back a little bit. You can see he's come after my slingers. Yeah, you can see I'm moving my cav back now. He's pushed his Praetorian cav up quite a fair bit. I don't know if I'm going to make that attack, am I? No, you can see he's backing up with his chariot, so I'm probably going to fall back behind my pikes and say, yeah, come at me then. So yeah, this is until they run out of arrows. It's kind of not a deadlock, but I'm not going to push on Urbans basically, and I'm not going to chase his cav down there. I'm basically here just to defend these Urbans. Okay. So yeah, it looks like he's going to come up and shoot my cav, or the Scipii cav. You can see they're still swinging around the back, starting to push their infantry up a little bit. Okay. Looks like something's going to happen over here. Right, so you can see he's formed into Testudo, which is, I don't think he was actually getting hit by anything, so not the greatest idea. But he's going to pull them out now, which is quite good, and it wasn't cataphracts, so they wouldn't have done too much damage, just that couple of units. Looks like they're actually going to initiate their attack now, so we'll keep it at this sort of angle so we can see what's going on in the background as well. Right, so you can see the Praetorian cav of the Scipii is coming over as well. He's going to try and take out those companion cavalry from Macedonia quickly. The cataphracts have come in from the right as well. They're not actually hitting anything. They've gone for the Scipii general. I have sort of brought mine over, but they're walking at the moment. Oh, there they go. They start charging now. So we should clear out that cav. We've cleared out the chariots and the companion cav here, so that's pretty good. They still got the companion cav of the Seleucids and the cataphracts there, and the Macedonian general. He's chasing the SBQR. You can see he's chucking some Urbans back in as well, so that sort of gives them the surrounded, which has routed the Macedonian general. The Seleucids is what's left. I've been waiting for him to chuck all his companion cavalry in, so I can send the last bit of my sacred band in behind and do exactly what I just did to him and rout him. So the little attack kind of backfired there a little bit. We only just not that we only just got away with it, but these guys here, their cavalry still up here, you know what I mean? Whereas I was able to bring mine over and just overwhelm them, and with these couple of Urbans, with the infantry near, that's what's sort of done it. So we're going to chase down that cav now. So we're not at a complete cav advantage, because remember we'd already lost some, and they'd still got 2 chariots here, and what's that, 3 units of cav there. But it looks like their options are starting to run out now. Their sort of strength at the moment is going to be tying down these Urbans, and getting the head hurlers involved, taking them out, and then using their Urbans to take our spearmen out. Looks like he's going to bring his Roman infantry over towards me. I don't particularly want to face him. I'm more thinking of mine as a sort of anti-cav force at the moment, but our cavalry's being brought back, so my pikes are going down, and we're going to see what we can do. I've actually pulled off one of my pikes on the left, and I'm going to come after this cav. Now I'm backed up with my own cavalry and the SBQR. Not too much going on down the other end. The Green has moved his infantry up to mine. Macedon's moved his up to the Scipii in the centre. Chevy's still just staying exactly where he has. All my cavalry's coming over now. I've got some pikes that I've thrown into the Greens, or they've charged me. Now we're going to get a massive charge on all of them. We've got to watch these chariots, because they might come in behind. But if they're going to come in from behind, my pikes are there. So even if they're facing the wrong way, they'll take some of them out if they go through them. I still got one more bit of cav coming in. Looks like we've just about managed to take it on that side, have we? Yeah, my pikes have been recycled, so those chariots will go in a second. That means I'm facing them. Okay, let me just pause it there a second so we can just have a little look at what exactly is going on. Okay, so there's nothing further out here. So the action from the right flank has now switched to the left flank. We can see SBQR is moving his infantry up. He's going to want to flank the Seleucids. I would have thought, even though none of that's upgraded and the Seleucids it's not actually the greatest infantry, even at the best of times, the Seleucids. So the Carthaginians should win that with no outside factors in, but you can see outside factors there being head hurlers, and there's a couple of pikes to come in. You would have thought SBQR is going to push up and flank them. Right. We mentioned those head hurlers that are coming in. It looks like Macedon's managed to push his way through the Urbans, or whether he's withdrawn them. No, yeah, so it looks like he did. I mean, I would have thought these head hurlers decimated him, and then Macedon has been able to push through. So that's not good. Our centre's been broken, which is not great. He's still got a unit of urbans there, which is pretty good. What's these? Looks like he's actually realised what's happening. He's withdrawn in behind me to stop me getting flanked a little bit. I've still got some slingers here that are just firing into this lot. He's rushed his archer auxiliary and they're obviously out of arrows. There's a couple, what's he got? 1, 2. So there's gladiators and generals in there. He's got some cav left there, but I think we've taken out the rest of it. Yeah, those chariots went. My pikes are there. They've done their job. They're going to push back in on this general or on this infantry here. I think what's there? 1 unit of urbans at least there. There might even be more. I can't remember what he had. He's got a couple thrown into my pikes that are doing quite a good job of just holding them at the moment, but they're not going to last too long. You can see the head hurlers making their way up, and the Britannia general is still not involved. He's just at the back, so it wouldn't surprise me to see him move up a little bit. Right, got all that? Cracking on then. So yeah, I've eventually gone through. I want to take out this last bit of cav that they've got, which I have done, and make sure that he goes down. I want to move this pike in and start pushing on these last Brutii infantry. So Scipio's still got a fair bit of cav left, which is quite good. That's his archers routing. You can see the head hurlers are coming in the middle. I'm actually coming in for a few hammer and anvil strikes, so that's pretty good. I just want to move my pikes this side as well by the look of it and stop them getting in between us and just sort of block it off. They didn't actually rout there, so they're pretty tough. They've only got 7 left, so it shouldn't take too long. Looks like the Scipio is helping me out there. He's going to come over and push over here. Macedon's pulling his pikes all the way around behind the Carthaginians, so it looks like Chevy's new box is going to come into his own. The prophecy has been foretold. Britannia's chucked his general in. I'm going to try and hammer and anvil this Brutii infantry and go after that general. I've managed to get rid of some of it. Was that the urbans or was that the archers? I don't know. He's going to move his Britannia swordsman in behind my Carthage sacred band cavalry, so I need to get them out, leave them with my pikes, and then come in and hammer and anvil them. The head hurlers are still there. I don't know what they're hitting. They're probably throwing them towards me. Looks like these guys are slowly but surely getting surrounded, but as they have done, the remnants of the Scipii is coming behind them, so that's pretty good. It means Carthage can now turn his infantry the other way. You can see the Scipii slowly trying to SPQR slowly trying to roll them up on the right hand side. I'm involved in a real tussle over here. I've got it coming from all angles. The Britannia general's getting chasing on a little merry-go-round, which is fine with me, although he is actually catching me. Oh no, that's not the general, sorry, I thought that was general. General's involved with my pikes now, which is exactly what I want. I thought hopefully if I can get a decent charge in on him, I might rout him. Didn't rout him, but I've taken his units down a fair bit, which is pretty good. Oh yeah, I did rout him, so that's good. So now it's just the greens. I need to get my cavalry out of there, turn my pikes towards the infantry and do that again. I'm not going to have too much cav left. So it looks like they're forming up a bit, for the second phase now. The head hurlers are still there. I'm not sure if they've got any armour left. I've just taken out the Brutii general. Carthage has formed up here, and also they're a bit wary of SPQR flanking them. There's a few Scipii archers that have come back and a handful of urbans, literally. Britannia's going to bring some head hurlers around the back, but the Scipii is there, so they're not going to last too long. Let's have a quick look what's going on up here. So my slingers are still there, just doing what they can. There's not many of them, but every little helps. Looks like the general is chasing after my cav and actually catching it, so I'm not keeping a good eye on it. Here it comes behind here. I am pushing him from one side. My generals, yeah, I've put them on fight with swords. So that would tell me that I'm going to charge the ones behind my general. So you can see Macedon is pushing up on Chevy's Carthage, but the Scipii is coming in from the side as well. Here comes that charge for those units on the left, which has routed some of them. There's still a unit there which has got 3 in there, so they're not going to last too long. And there's the Britannia general who's had enough of chasing my cav around. So it looks like finally massive Pyrrhic victory. I've only got a handful of bits left. I'm not sure how much I'll be able to do, but at least I have, they haven't got anything coming over apart from this anything more coming over, if you see what I mean. So you can see he's pulling out his head hurlers from behind. The Seleucids are sending his pelters in behind Carthage. Carthage is still blobbed up in the middle. The SBQR has actually done a really good flanking job there and come all the way around, which I like to do rather than just coming from the side. Come all the way around. So it looks like he's going to get tied up with this one, but to be honest with you, Phalanx Pikemen against, took a few upgrades on an urban. There's only going to be one winner there. He's still pulling his units around. He's routed some of the Britannia. Looks like I'm going to go after the general with the Britannia general with my infantry and just try and get my cav out of the way, hopefully. The Britannia's still got some head hurlers in there, has he? Yeah, they're fighting. They're not going to last too long because that's urban. He's rushing in the other ones there. I'm hoping SPQR is going to come in behind. Yeah, the Seleucids has turned that pike that was against that one, and he's coming into the back of Carthage, so that's quite good. Managed to write that Seleucid one on the right, so now Carthage can face the Britannia head hurlers on the left. It wouldn't surprise me. Looks like he's going to come out for another flanking motion, SPQR. He's actually coming up here to give me a hand with his Britannia general as well. If we can do that, that's going to be pretty good, because not so much Britannia we're worried about, but we can, lose all the. They can get rid of all their morale that he gives the opponents. The Seleucids starting to come in from the back, but he's decided he's actually going to come into the back of Carthage now. So the head hurlers are actually holding up pretty well. SPQR is just chucking his general in. They have actually routed that Macedonian there. That means all the Carthage pikes can turn and face the other ones, which is pretty good. I'm going to come in for a charge on this Britannia general. I don't know if I'm going to do anything with it. I don't think I've got enough to do anything, and to be honest with you, it's not. I've got like literally 2 cav left, so but as long as I can hold them up and just let these guys do what they're doing, it's actually getting quite tense. I've got my Balearic slingers still here. They'll be shooting the back of these pikes, no doubt. He's coming to the back of this big pike unit, which if we can rout that, that's going to be good, because suddenly the numbers will swing in our favour. Chevy's pull his Carthage general out of the way. Looks like SPQR is going to come around the back of these Seleucids there. He's doubling up on that unit there, which has done that. Hopefully that unit will come up, that's just finished in the middle, will come up and help. Yeah, we did get the Britannia general there. Lovely, I like that. So happy days, got him in the end after destroying all my cav when I had minimal left. Got a few urbans left, but like I said, these are phalanx pikemen. Even if they were silver shields, they'd probably struggle. So it looks like everybody else has cleared out their infantry. It's just literally these 2 phalanx pikemen left. So we're just going to pull them all in. And hopefully finish him off. I don't know if there's anything in at the back. He's just going to rush in there. We just want to rush everything in there now. It doesn't really matter. If he's going to drop them both ways like he is, then obviously we want to come in from the sides where the spears are not facing. So, unlucky boys, but I've got a feeling no mercy will be shown. And with the blood up after the slaughter, these guys have no hope of a surrender. So they're gone. That's happy days. There must be another unit somewhere. Is that a Macedon unit I can see? That one up there. No, they must have one unit somewhere that's not done it. But yeah, I'm quite tired after that. I hope I got most of it. I think the only thing I missed was the head hurlers decimating Rome, but what can you do?
Any victory is still a victory.
Yeah, so he said it. We've not got many left. Close victory, and it was really close. And there's the kill. So good game to everyone. Enjoyed it at the time. This was actually done in September last year, it being May now. So I think about 3 months after I started playing. So not too bad. I didn't quite get as many kills as Scipii, but I'm pretty happy with that nonetheless. Let's have a quick look here, see if anything interesting. So one unit of the Sacred Band got quite decent kills, and the Balearic Slingers got 107. So yeah, that's pretty good. Cav is pretty much of a muchness. We can see Chevy's army as well. Sacred Band's large general did quite well. So good game, guys. I'm sure I played you all again, or probably will play you all again, or might not. But yeah, there we go. Right, happy days. See you next time.
Follow me, Blaezer.